This episode of Overlooked History of Georgia is about the Arrowsmith Hoax, a forgotten railroad story of Georgia. Readers of the Times of London on October 15th, 1856 were horrified by what they read in an article titled Railways and Revolvers in Georgia. An anonymous source wrote an eyewitness account of a train ride from Macon to Augusta on August 28, 1856. Inside the smoking car, two passengers got into a heated argument over a woman, and the two began dueling. Over the rest of the trip, the railroad employees made accommodations for the dueling pair, stopping several times to give the pair more room to fight. The duel created more and more duels, and eventually, of the 25 people on board the train, 5 were killed in duels during the trip. A sixth passenger, a young boy whose father had been killed in one of the duels, was murdered by the same person who killed his father. Once the eyewitness reached Augusta, he found no mention of the horrific events in the paper the next day. He asked someone why this was, and the Augustan said, such events were common on the railroads of Georgia. The day after the article was printed, the Times recorded an editorial about how horrific the state of America's railroads were, and it also emphasized what was said about the American South. Both stories captured the attention of the British, who were mortified at the backwardness of America. Soon a letter appeared in the paper from a Georgia railroad executive refuting the claim. In a note published with the letter, the Times revealed its eyewitness was John Arrowsmith, an Englishman living in America. The railroad and American public refuted the claims such a massacre could take place, and the Times stayed steadfast in claiming Arrowsmith told the truth. It took until December of 1856 for the Times to finally apologize, by saying Arrowsmith likely hallucinated the event. The Arrowsmith hoax remained a part of popular memory for 2 decades. One magazine, called The Galaxy, published an article in 1875 comparing the fictional Arrowsmith hoax to the equally exciting train trip of Phileas Fogg and Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. Thank you.
Georgia, 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 the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind.